Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Bring It On. Continue around Durgan's Battery.
I'll see what's ahead.
Alright, let's go up this way. Well, this might be the way forward. There's more ruins here. Get back down this way. I love the way this dude runs.
Sure.
Earthall. A man stands in the middle of the road. Without lowering the blade that rests on his shoulder, he takes 2 steps forward as if to speak with the group behind him. I was hoping for another gift bearer. They always carry surprises, and we love surprises. By we, of course, I mean me and this. The man taps the hilt of his sword. It'll be quick. Try to stay still. Okay. Alright, keep the good work, everybody. Let's throw out one of these.
What?
Alright, St. Edwin's Redeemer. Soulbound Greatsword. 25% chance to cast destroys vessels on hit or critical hit. This sword is well made but modest in design. The lone flourish is a feather pattern radiating from the hilt. Even this has been crafted with exquisite care. Each barb and shaft is a smooth, straight line between your fingers. Power and warmth radiate from this blade. Would you look at that? Alright, I guess we'll take that for a spin for a little while. Alright, Gift Bearer Notebook. A recurring signature in the pages of this notebook indicates that it belonged to someone named Ixtli. The pages contain an assortment of entries. Some notes list collection of items alongside their purported value. Other pages are scribbled with notes about the land. A map of the Russet Wood marks an important body of water. Next to it, there are several underlined notes. They read, Notok Talakdul. Formalities first, of course, and she'll come up. Kuala Mika. She's a good girl and likes to hear it before she swims down. Zitlak Kuala. Just make sure she likes the fish for a job well done. Oh. Like, why don't I see it? Durance is hoarding it. Okay. So I can't sever this one. What happens if I try to do this one? That's fine. I did 200 damage to Spirit with St. Edwin's Redeemer, or 1000 damage in general. The sword is well made. Oh, wait, we already read that. Fine. We have a great sword, right? Yeah. Alright, we'll take this for a spin for a bit. The plan was always to swap to two-handed weapons anyway. This works out. I thought about using the Grey Sleeper because it was such a neat quest. But it's an S-stock. The road continues climbing for a short distance before turning sharply down into the pass beyond. I'll still be acting as the tank, just with a two-handed weapon. That means I can also finally grab the two-handed fighting style. I forget what it's called in this game. I think she has it. Maybe not. I know he has the... Oh, where's it at? Yeah, two-weapon style, so yeah, it'd be two-handed style.
Sure.
Maybe this is the way forward instead. Yeah, this looks important. Oh, cool, they have cannons on the walls. I wouldn't mind if I still got the passive bonus for my buckler that I have equipped. It is still technically equipped, just holstered somewhere.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Not as much left to explore as I thought. So I have one more quest around here somewhere for Ista. So I'll probably do is finish exploring this area and go back to Stalwart, turn in a couple of quests that we have, and then come back. Ista's device points directly at the cavern entrance. And we also have a couple caverns to explore.
If you say so. Got it done.
And what does the flame reveal?
If you say so. Got it done.
Really should check for that. Hey, Spell Tongue. Another rapier. +5 accuracy, inflicts steal 5 seconds duration from each beneficial effect on the target. Deal 15% of attack speed for 10 seconds on hit. And you get cancel or console healths, corrosive siphon, 1 per rest. I'll compare that to the Devil's current rapier. Iron Bracer's a deflection, +9 deflection.
Steady does it.
Got another Ring of Unshackling. Alright, don't need that yet. Whole caravan. Alright, let's read this rapier's description. Spelltongue was first forged in Roatai as a dueling weapon, and it has changed hands dozens of times since then. Its forked tip, undulating blade, and blue coloration make it a quick favorite among novices whose confidence often outpace their skill. Well, that's a long description. It was most recently won by Matapa, a young woman from one of the wealthy Amoa families of Tangira. With the blade in hand, she declared to her parents that she would take Spelltongue and seek her fortune in Tekoa as a duelist. Her parents attempted to dissuade her, but her resolve became clear, and they eventually offered their reluctant congratulations after a great feast in her honor. After Matapa had drunk her fill of wine and gorged herself on buttered lobster and sea snails and cream, her mother challenged her to a duel. Matapa laughed, but her mother promised her that, if she won, to receive half of her family's fortune the next morning. If she lost, she would surrender Spelltongue without complaint. Matapa regarded her mother, a petite woman by Amoa standards, with little combat experience. She accepted, and the duel began, Matapa brandishing Spelltongue, her mother armed with a wooden practice sword. Matapa's mother was nimble. Matapa's thrusts and riposte were quick but sloppy. Her mother led her around the feast table and into the darkened courtyard, where Matapa tripped. Falling, Matapa ran Spelltongue through her mother's thigh, even as the older woman held her wooden sword to the younger woman's neck. The onlookers declared the duel a tie, and Matapa received her inheritance at the cost of her prized sword. Matapa's parents quietly sold the blade to a merchant bound for Deerwood, and Matapa, sobered by her loss, abandoned her ambitions as a duelist, and instead became a successful playwright. Sorry, I was having trouble reading that. My cat is making a lot of noise in the background. And so, it was difficult to focus on the reading. Okay, so what are we at here? Damage is less because it hasn't been upgraded yet. Measure restraint is already exceptional. Yeah, I don't care about the enemies engaged. since she's going to be running into the back line anyway, so I think Spell Tongue is a better option. Plus more attack speed. We can only make it fine, unfortunately, because I don't have any rubies. But that's fine. We'll still do corrosive. And let's just go ahead and do Kith. Thematically, it makes sense that the Devil of Karak would be good against killing Kith. Why not? This is camping supplies, right? Yeah, okay. Well, let's go up this way. Finish mapping this place out. Yeah, I know.
Sure. Let's go. Let's go.
What?
Lead the way. Right there.
Yeah, what sort of damage type does this have? I just saw pierce damage. Does it have 2 types? Yeah, slash and pierce. Fantastic. Whoops. Actually, all tabbed out with just the palm of my hand. Not sure how I even did that. And hit the Windows key. Really don't know.
I will walk unseen.
That's the watchtower.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Talisman of the Unconquerable. Plus 2 intellect while endurance above 50%. Plus 25% focus gain while endurance above 50%. Okay. Seems pretty good. Do I have anyone that would benefit from that currently?
Not a sound.
Alright, we'll save Bergen's battery itself and the watchtower for later. Let's go and do Ista's quest. Alright, can I get this over?
Hmm.
79 out of 1,000. Rather fight some spirits. I just send my main character in there solo. Maybe we find some.
Yeah.
I wish I could dye my helmet a red color, because everything else matches. Helmet still stands out. I've had that helmet since the first dungeon in the game. Back in Eothas' temple and... Okay. Gilded Veil. Sorry, I know I got a little off track there.
Be cautious. Be constant.
You know what?
Keeping quiet.
Why not?
Let's go.
Lead the way. Sons of... Let's...
Let's go.
You know, I didn't look to see if her being a golem. I looked at her stats, but I didn't see what else she has. The living machine, immune to dominated, sickened, confused, unconscious, charmed. +1 constitution, +1 might, immune to disease, poison effects, can't use food, drinks, or drugs. Okay. She's custom built for this expansion.
Huh?
Good thing I'm freshly greased.
My Adria gems.
Let's go. Yeah.
Oh, still losing some to bandits.
Yeah.
Oh, look at here.
Glad she's in the back of the party. Otherwise, I would have missed that. Their exit. I wonder if that takes me out at the southern edge of the map. Loading times are getting a little longer. Also, a little disappointed that that was the case. It's over for 2 caverns, but that's okay. Go back to town, turn in a couple of quests, or a bounty and a quest. How do I get out of here? Then we can come back and explore the watchtower for Durgan's Battery, and then Durgan's Battery itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still looking for someone to take care of those dangerous folk roaming the area, if you're up to it. Mesla of the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull is dead. He grins. Kinda ironic, isn't it? She went around killing people for Bareth, and in the end, that's what... Oh, never mind. Just take the bounty. He passes you a bag that rattles with coin. I've heard some new reports of dangerous folk about. Perhaps you'd be interested in going after them too. I'm interested in the new bounties you mentioned. That'd be the Disciples of the True Flame, the Old Dunrid Hunting Lodge. He shakes his head. Those others you handled are lambs by comparison. Tell me more about the disciples of the true flame. He scratches the back of his neck. I don't know what to make of this one, but word is it's a group of dragon cultists. He holds up his hands. I know it sounds bizarre. I didn't believe it myself until I heard they torched an outpost north of Maiden Falls. For clearing a nest of worms, they said. Last I heard, they made camp near Longwatch Falls. It shouldn't be hard to spot. What's the Old Dunrid Hunting Lodge? He shakes his head. The dares have too much time and money. They travel around hunting monsters for sport. But they leave a mess of wrecked property and dead bodies. Kith, I mean, in their wake. They've been charged with murder and general mischief in Defiance Bay, New Hiamar, and a dozen other towns in between. Someone saw them hunting in the Russet Wood. You might look for them there. Oh, 2 new bounties. Alright, Liminal Spaces is complete, and a new helmet. Pursuing an Animancer through the solid rock of Eora proved to be a difficult task for Kana. After inquiring with various Valian cartographers and explorers, Kana was able to traverse a huge cave network in the mountains north of Walfi that traveled along several long veins of Adra. It took the help of 5 accomplished Animancers to contact Echeda, who communicated back to them through flashes of images traveling along the Adra. Unfortunately, the pulsing the Adra alerted a particularly hostile community of Vithrak, who temporarily forced Kana and the Animancers to retreat to another part of the cavern network. Though Echeda communicated that she could not return, she suggested she was someplace new and wonderful. Images of vast, fantastic spaces filled the heads of the Animancers and Kana, and the communication stopped. The Animancers attempted to resume contact, but after days of trying, decided it was futile. The Sangreta Ducala of Biagepi determined that Echeda's estate should be divided up among the Animancers of the city to assist them in their research. To Kana, they gave a strange and elaborate brass and Adra helm. Sorry, I keep falling apart, my cat's still making noise in the background. A number of Animancers were infuriated by the Sangreta Ducala's decision, but the Duke could not be persuaded to overrule them. Ethereal Cloak. So 25% of crits converted to hits, hits converted to grazes, and grazes converted to misses, and plus 3 move speed. Let's go and read it. The Valian Animancer Echeda, formerly of Biagepi, was responsible for enchanting this beautiful brass and Adra helmet. Built more for its magical properties than as a protective armor, it possesses a curious power. The Sangreta Ducala of Biagepi awarded it to you after you established that Echeda, if not dead, was certainly no longer among the realm of the living. Ooh. So that might be worth grabbing for my main character, to compensate for my less deflection.
I hope you've had some luck, and do take care with that device. It has a few rather delicate components.
I didn't find any ore deposits, but I did find this.
What? So it works? What a day! But why these gems? I didn't think the device would be able to pick up inert Adra. Fascinating. I have to study this further, but all the same, it worked! At last, a breakthrough! With that Adra to work from, I can refine the enchantments. We'll be digging up iron, gold, Adra, all of it!
Alright, give her the gems. Here you are.
This is going to change everything. Oh, and I won't leave you empty-handed, of course. Here, I had this set aside for supplies, but I don't think I'll be staying in Stalwart much longer. I won't forget all you've done for me. They'll hear about this back home, I promise you. Who knows? Perhaps they'll name the next battery after you.
Donald's battery. Sounds pretty good to me. Okay, let's actually return to... Oh, new quest. What the Well holds. 25% experience, swaddling sheet, some copper, and that's it. A few miles north of Kindle Vale sits a tiny village called White Wreath. So small that it's often missed on maps and tax records, the village has little contact with the rest of the Deerwood. Despite its tiny size, the village has a long history, dating back to its use as a Glenfathan tribal camp over 3 centuries ago. One of the most prominent features of the community is a deep well, the top of which is made from Egwith and Adra. Though not of any religious significance to the Gunfathans, all who see it agree that the well is truly ancient. In recent years, locals have reported strange sounds from within the well. Some describe it as animal sounds, others as odd speaking in a foreign tongue. No one has dared venture down into the well. The villagers are becoming nervous about drawing water from it. Though the community has modest resources at their disposal, they have reached out to nearby lords for assistance. It's in the well. I think Ravius might be good for that.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to grab this helmet real quick. I think that'll come in very handy on my main character. So he will lose... Was it Resolve and Perception? Only +1 of each. I can make up for the perception with this. And give her my cloak. Alright, now's not the time for this.
Sure.
Gelade. We don't build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
Sure.
Oh yeah, we got binding rope as well. This cruel instrument was created by a resident of Hell's Gate, who was pursuing a rumor that promised a cure for the Hollowborn crisis. He intended to use the rope to bind a virgin girl and bury her alive, later pulling the corpse from the ground to harvest some of her hair for the cure. Despite its nefarious purpose, the binding rope still possesses useful powers. Constitution. Let's shake a stick at. Alright, so I'm going to travel back to Stalwart. Next episode, we'll rest at the tavern. Get that buff.
Gelade.
And then we'll probably do the bounty hunts.
Formidable fortress in the old style. We don't build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
Real quick,
If
though.
you say so.
Whoops.
If you say so.
Did I give him back his other cloak? Oh good, he has it right here. Fantastic.
See you when I see you.
Alright, I'm going to call it here. Next episode. I would like to recruit him, but I doubt we'll make it back before he leaves, right? Unfortunate.
Huh?
Either way, we call it here. We have the plan for next episode, which we'll carry out unless something else happens. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.